Week 6 NFL predictions as well as Week 7 college football predictions. Let's get into it. First game of the week is the Eagles going to New York. Eagles are -7.5. This is a Thursday night football game. And look, this is a stay away game. This is a stay away game. Red alert, red alert. It's just too tough to call. Look, the Eagles coming off a tough loss at home early week. You think they put their foot on the gas and demolish this Giants team. They win by 21 to 25 points. But this Eagles team, it's hard for them to even score 21 to 25 points. 7 points is a lot to lay with an offense on the road on a short week that doesn't score a lot of points. But if you force me to make a prediction, I think the Eagles win by 25. But that's like a 45% chance, and there's a 55% chance they lose or win by less than 7, so I'm really conflicted there. Broncos, Jets, London game, 9:30. Broncos are -7.5. And this is my lock of the week. I've got the Jets upsetting. I said it last week. I said the Titans would find a way to beat the Cardinals. I was correct. And I think the Jets are going to find a way. 7.5 points. The Broncos do not have an electric offense. The Jets have to win the game at some point. They have to win a game at some point. This is what I said with the Titans. You cannot just keep losing games. The Broncos are an average football team coming off a big win. They're going to be feeling cocky. They're going to be going overseas. I think the Jets get it done. Broncos at Steelers. Steelers -5.5. Look, feels like it's a good line. It feels like it's a good line. You know, the over-under is only 37.5. So, 5.5 is a lot in a low-scoring game. If you force me to pick, I'm going to go Steelers. I'm going to go Steelers win by 7, but I'm not super confident in that prediction. Cardinals at Colts. Cardinals coming off the tough loss, which I just predicted last week. Colts looking good. Colts are -6.5. I think these teams are even. Colts are at home, so give them that 3 points, but I think these teams are even. I've got the Cardinals keeping it within a score. You need the Colts to blow them out, win by 2 scores. I don't think it happens. I think the Cardinals keep it close. Chargers going to Miami. Chargers are -4.5. This is a Miami Dolphins moneyline game. This is a Miami Dolphins moneyline game. West Coast to East Coast. Chargers lost both tackles. They are not looking good. They're going on a bit of a slide. The Dolphins need this game. They need this game. Dolphins get it done. If the Dolphins can't win this game, they are done. I think the Dolphins come out inspired. I think they come out hot. I think they get the job done. Cowboys at Panthers. Cowboys road favorites -3.5. It's a tough one. The Panthers have been looking good recently. 2-1 in the last 3. Cardinals are at home. The Panthers defense is Swiss cheese. Cowboys defense is Swiss cheese. I mean, the Panthers defense, to be fair, isn't much better. I think the Panthers they keep it close. I'm going to take the +3.5. Look, at home, +3.5. The Cowboys are no juggernaut team. They've got a good offense, but the Panthers have a good offense. I think they keep it close. Patriots at Saints. Patriots are -3. 1 o'clock game. This is a classic letdown game. You come off the big win on Sunday Night Football. You get cocky. You don't work on the fundamentals. I think the Saints could surprise them. Rams -7.5 at my Baltimore Ravens. Look, I don't even really want to talk about this game. It just gets me emotional thinking about how bad this Ravens team is. 4 losses already. Look, if Lamar plays, we've got life. I don't think he's going to play. I think we're dead in the water. You could throw me out on defense. I mean, the Ravens are giving up, 6 points? We're giving up 5.5 points per opponent possession. I mean, you might as well put me out there. I'll play for free, and I'll play just as good as our secondary is. They're not doing anything. And our offense isn't helping out much either. I don't know what to say. I guess the Rams. I'm not even predicting this game. Seahawks at Jaguars. Look, the Seahawks just came off a tough loss to the Buccaneers. Jaguars came off a close win. It's tough. Look, -1.5. This is what the odds are saying is the Seahawks are a better team. The home swing is -2, -2.5, -3, depending on which home field it is. I'm going to take the Jags minus 1.5. Essentially, you're picking money line. Maybe the Jags win by 1 and I get screwed here, but I think the Jags get it done. We got Titans at Raiders, both 1-4 teams. Raiders are minus 4.5. Look, I think the Titans are hot. As I predicted, they won last week. I predicted it. I think the Titans are going to play inspired. I think they might lose a close game, but I think they're going to play this game tight. I'll take Titans plus 4.5. 49ers at Buccaneers. Look, another West Coast to East Coast trip. I don't like those for West Coast teams. I'm going to be honest. Now, it is even worse when you go from, kind of center of the country to south because it gets hotter. And that's an added, you lose that time. You're going from coast to coast. I think the Bucs win anyways. I think the Bucs could play on Pluto, and I think they'd still win that game. So Bucs minus 3, I'll take that. Bengals at Packers. Packers are minus 14. Look, the backdoor cover is always live when you're getting 2 scores. All the Bengals have to do is lose by 13 points, and it covers. I think the Bengals are too talented. You got Jamar Chase, you got T. Higgins, you got Hendrickson. I think the Bengals are too talented. I don't think the Packers are one of those teams that is gonna put up because to win by 14, you're gonna need to score in the mid-30s unless you're just shut out the Bengals. So I take Bengals plus 14. Lions at Chiefs. Chiefs minus 2.5. Lions. Whew, man, I don't know. It's tough to see this Mahomes team go to 2-4 because the offense is so good. But the Lions team, they look like juggernauts. I think this could be an early Super Bowl preview as well. This is currently my Super Bowl prediction is Chiefs-Lions. Man, this is a really tough game for me. This is a really tough game. I'm going to go Chiefs. I don't love it. I feel icky about it. I feel uncomfortable picking the Chiefs, but I think they can do it. Monday Night Football, Bills at Falcons. Bills are minus 4.5, coming off that tough loss on Sunday Night Football. This is the classic route game where the Bills show us that they're not frauds. I'm leaning towards the Bills win close. The Bills win late. They're kind of lackadaisical to start the game. I think the Bills win by a field goal, so I'll take Falcons plus 4.5. Bears at Commanders. Commanders minus 4.5. I think the Bears win outright. I think the Bears get their revenge for that Hail Mary game last year. And yeah, this week's it's a tough week to predict. I will admit that. Last week I was spot on with all my predictions as usual. Alrighty, we're going to be getting into college football. I will just be predicting the ranked games because honestly, when it comes to college football, I'm sort of a casual. I watch maybe one college football game a week, but NFL, I'm an expert, as you guys can see. South Florida going to North Texas. South Florida is minus 1.5. Over-under of 67.5. Over-under 67.5 with a 1.5. That's essentially a money line. When the over-under is 33.5, a 3.5 point spread is a lot because there's not much scoring. But when you get to 67.5 and a 1.5, you might as well just say it's a pick 'em. Honestly, I've never seen North Texas play. You got South Florida, North Texas. I really don't know anything about North Texas. I really could not tell you anything about this game. I'm just going to take the under. I'm going to take the under 67.5. Look, that's a lot of points. A lot of points. If you've got one bad quarter from each team, they're not going to get both over 33 points. Alabama at Missouri. Alabama is a minus 3. They've been looking good since their week 1 loss. Missouri is undefeated. I think Missouri is going to beat one of these SEC teams. I don't think it's going to be Alabama, but Alabama's not been great on the road. I think Alabama wins it. I think Alabama wins it. I'll give it to Alabama. And we've got Ohio State at noon plays Illinois. I don't really like this Illinois team, if I'm being totally honest. Look, Illinois has played one real team, Indiana, and they lost by, 60? It was bad. But is it going to happen again? That's the real question, because everybody looks at that. They've played one game and they lost by 60. You got to imagine there's going to be some balances towards the average. At home, Ohio State's offense isn't that good. I'll take Illinois plus 14.5. I don't think they can get blown out again. Again, they get blown out. I don't think it happens. Pittsburgh at Florida State. Florida State needs this. They're going to get it done. Yeah, that's an easy one. Minus 10.5. They'll easily win that. Washington State going from the Pacific Northwest all the way down to Mississippi. Mississippi's minus 32.5. Look, these lines, they're absurd. It's tough to even really know what's going on with these kind of lines because minus 32. I mean, Washington State's not going to win the game, obviously, but I can't even comment on a minus 32.5. You got Indiana at Oregon. This is the big 3:30 game. Let me see where is it playing on ABC? CBS. The CBS game of the week. Oregon's minus 7.5. Is Indiana, the real question is Indiana frauds again? Are they again? I'm going to take Indiana plus 7.5. I think they'll either win or keep it within a score. You got Iowa State going to Colorado. Iowa State's minus 3.5. Iowa State needs this win. You've got NC State, Notre Dame. Notre Dame minus 22.5. I mean, Notre Dame's not a good football. They've lost. I'll give it to Notre Dame. I mean, yeah, I'll give it to Notre Dame. Number 6, Oklahoma at number 0, Texas. Texas minus 1.5. This feels like a trap game. I'm going to look at where the money is being bet. Yeah. And 68% of the public is betting Oklahoma plus 1.5. And, this is interesting. This is an interesting thing. So, Oklahoma, the point spread is plus 1.5, so it's essentially a pick 'em. 68% of the money on the spread is on Oklahoma. So you'd assume, okay, the same thing is on the money line. Interestingly enough, 91% of the money on the money line is on Texas, which is weird because if you think Texas is going to win, might as well just take a minus 1.5. I mean, whatever, get better odds. And same thing with Oklahoma. If you're going to take Oklahoma plus 1.5, you might as well just take them money line. So neither one of these make any sense to me. It does feel like a trap game where they're forcing you to take Texas. I don't know. I really cannot comment on that game.